watching KITV4 News at 10, Hawaii's most complete late newscast.
In our waters and around the world, the fight to protect whales and marine life is taking place on two fronts.
As activists take to the high seas, citizens are banding together to take their conservation efforts to court. KITV4's Paul Drews brings us this whale of a story.
After years of false starts, Hawaii's false killer whales will finally be protected.
What we hope to see out of this process is a plan that will help change the fishing practices in a way that when people go to the store and they buy their ahi, they won't feel like they're pushing Hawaii's false killer whales towards extinction.
There are less than 200 of these mammals living around the islands. Conservationists say longline fishing kills twice as many as the National Marine Fisheries Service determined the species could sustain. That was back in 2010, but no plan was put in place to reduce the number by requiring longliners to use weaker hooks or close off certain fishing areas during the year. Turns out it wasn't the threat of these mammals dying out that finally forced action, but instead the threat of lawsuits.
It took persistent citizen involvement, unfortunately the need even to go to court 3 times in order to push the agency to finally do what the law required, what they should have done over a decade ago.
A different group of conservationists are taking a more direct approach to protecting marine life.
You get tired of seeing the pillaging of the oceans, and at some point you go, okay, I've got to get out there, I've got to stop the whaling, I've got to stop the overfishing.
Simon Avery is the captain of the Bridget Bardot, a fast catamaran used by the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society to stop whaling in the Antarctic, seal hunts in Canada, and illegal longline fishing in the Pacific.
The big problem with longlining is that it really doesn't target any one species. It will target anything that it happens to come across.
While the ship undergoes repairs and maintenance here, Avery is taking the time to educate those on what he's seen on the seas. Fish sizes getting smaller, overfishing growing, and all kinds of marine life in danger.
Doing what we do, I mean, it's unfortunate you get to go around the world and see just how bad things really are. You know, it's in a bad state of affairs.
While the Japanese whaling season starts up in mid-December, the Bridget Bardot will leave next week for other conservation efforts on its way to Antarctica. Meanwhile, a federal plan to protect Hawaii's false killer whales should be in place by the end of next month. Kenny?
All right, Paul.